Okay, here we go, everybody. It's me. I hope you can hear me okay. Hippie Ja, where are you? You're always my go-to guy with that. Listen, just right off the bat, if they do cut me off like yesterday, they already cut off the live stream. The live stream is not working, at least on my end. Okay. Um, let's see what they do with this. Is it working for you guys? Here we go. Now we're working. Thanks, everybody. So listen, if they cut me off again, I'm just going to stop doing these live streams. I'm sorry. Obviously, they the people that control all this, especially with this new AI action from President Trump with the series of executive orders, which means you don't matter, of course. Imagine that. Imagine ruling by executive order. That's what people have conditioned themselves into here. Executive order after executive order. No pushback. You don't mean anything anymore. Understand what that means. When a president signs an executive order, that means doesn't matter what you say, you are a big fat zero. I personally don't think that's freedom. Maybe some of you out here could enlighten me as to what this is. Yet to be defined. I don't know. You guys and girls let me know what's going on with regard to that. So let me just, before we have a lot to cover, so just bear with me on this. And I want to, basically what I just did, with regard to the Freedom Platform, I kind of almost made it free. Let me explain to you, let me tell you what I just did. So those of you that now sub to the Freedom channel, you can earn a free subscription by just referring and get people to subscribe. Okay. You can earn more than one. You can earn them every month. So now if you sub, there's another reason again to join the Freedom Platform Network, link in description of this video. If you subscribe and then you get other people to join our pride, you earn, and it goes for them too. Everybody could earn a free subscription for a year or for whatever you want. Just depends on how many people you refer. So take advantage of this, people. At least take advantage of the free trial. There's a free trial there. Just click free trial and you're in. You get everything. So another reason to join the Freedom Platform, other than this nonsensical YouTube, disgusting, vomitous thing, I can't stand it anymore. Censorship, AI screening. I mean, come on, man. Sometimes I try to answer your comments. They don't even allow me anymore. Well, not all the time. I get blocked or my comments don't show up. Yours too. Same thing. This is freedom. This is really a freedom platform. No. So we're going to create our own thing, a real freedom platform where the revolution begins. Anyway, so with regard to the market today, Dow finished down over 300 points, despite the fact that we got great economic news. Wait till let me look back. Babylon, they twist it all around. It's an incredible thing. I'm going to tell you what it's really all about. Now, if you already do sub to the Freedom Platform, you already know. As the data came out, I looked at it, I analyzed it, and I sent it right out to you. I will never let you guys fall behind the curve. Ain't happening. Not on my watch. I promised you this from over 10 years ago. There's just no way. So pretty much in real time, you know what's going on. And the propaganda, the deceptions, the economy grew, which it did not, but inflation is higher. Don't worry about it because the economy grew is a lie. And I'm going to show you what I'm talking about with regard to you probably know some of you already, the service sector growth, nominal, not based on real numbers. Again, weighed against inflation. It's an incredible thing. But this is what they're going to do. They like these words because they think you don't know what they mean. Nominal. Oh, it's a big word. I don't know what it means. So they must be right. This is what they do. This is the trap that they set for everyone. Our economy is in free fall. Our factories, by their own numbers today, are dying. You all know that. We could fix it. We could fix it right now. How? Return purchasing power to the currency. President Trump doesn't seem to know that. I'm not calling the man out. Okay, for those of you that get a little overly sensitive here, I'm telling you the truth. Our factories are dying because people can't consume. If people don't consume, factories don't produce. If we return purchasing power to the currency, this should make sense to everybody here, no matter what chain you're wearing. Okay, basic economics 101. Consumers consume, factories produce. If people can't buy things because their dollar in this case is getting dissolved, they hold back. Factories die. You return purchasing power to the currency. Maybe someone needs to tell this to Donald Trump and JD Vance, because they're both still calling for a weaker dollar and dramatically lower rates. Dramatically. People, I'm just going to tell you, if you're new here, in economic and finance, and I mean this, look it up for yourself. All this stuff seems kind of foreign, hard to understand. It's even a mystery wrapped in an enigma. No, it isn't. Okay. In finance and economics, you could take all of it and throw it out the window. There are two fundamental truths. Two. That's it. Ask any economist, anyone who studies the economy or the financial system or the markets. There are only two. Number one, to have a strong economy, you need a strong currency. Number two, to have a strong currency, you need a rate of interest high enough to support the purchasing power of the currency. So when you hear, look, I will have to give President Trump credit where credit's due. President Trump is entitled to credit. And so is JD Vance, right? Clemente, thank you. I appreciate it. Both of these people, things, creatures, okay, have the guts. They got enough guts to tell you that we need a weaker dollar. Because if we weaken the dollar, it's already lost, 96% of its purchasing power. If they take another 1 or 2% away, so the dollar only has it lost 98%, maybe it only has 1 or 2% of its purchasing power, the world is going to cheer for our products. Everyone's going to go out and buy them. It's the biggest lie on the face of the earth. When a sitting president or a sitting vice president says, I'm going to kill the dollar, they're going to kill you. They're going to kill the economy. Again, you can't have a strong nation without a strong currency. Can't happen. President Trump seems to not know that, or he thinks you don't know. But you see, our politicians here, they really believe that we are zeros. Henceforth, executive order, executive order, executive order. You don't matter. You understand? I don't matter. They don't care what we say. Executive order. Doesn't matter what they say. Let's shut them out. And with this AI action thing, the states don't matter. Municipalities don't matter. You don't matter. The federal government now has complete control via executive order of any dissident. You don't want to be part of this AI plan? Well, guess what? It don't matter. It's getting shoved down your throat. You can't opt out. It's in the paperwork. Read it for yourself. I put a link this morning. This is an abomination. Just as much as going to this stablecoin token system is. Do you see how this is all coming together? MAGA people, I want you here. I need you here. Your freedoms and your liberties are being stripped way faster than Joe Biden ever could have done it. Where are you? I need you here with me, us here. Join us. I'm not calling you out. I'm calling you in. Anyway, I forgot where I was at, man, with all this. So basically, look, let's cover. So this is a headline. Wait, did I finish the markets? Let me just go over that real quick. I'm sorry. Lower on the Dow. S&P 500 finished finished higher by 0.07-ish. The S&P 500 higher by 0.18. Okay, basically not a good day despite the great economic news, which we didn't get. And people aren't that stupid. They're starting to wake up here. With regard to the 10-year yield, higher, not in a good place. With regard to the U.S. dollar, the Dixie is still in the low 97 range. It's not looking good. Did put on a little bump, 0.14. I have kind of a photographic memory. It's kind of weird. I can see these things in my head. It's strange. With regard to cryptocurrencies, pretty much higher across the board. Gold and silver did fall under some pressure. Crude oil caught a nice bid. Vic, thank you. Yes, it still matters, dude. It still matters with regard. This is a question. So Vic asked, does the MMRI still matter? Yes, it still matters. But it's still not in a great place either. Even if the MMRI were in the green, it doesn't mean there's no risk in this market. What we do know, this is actually a good question here. Okay, let's go over this question real quick, and I'll finish what I was saying. Let me just finish that real quick. So gold and silver, as I told you, a little lower. You got a bump higher in crude oil. That's pretty much with the market. Now, with regard to this question here, look, man, should you be in this market? That really is a question here. It depends, okay? It depends if you understand the risk involved. People don't get into the stock market because there's no risk. They get into the market because there is risk. Sleeper cell, thank you. Exactly. No more constitutional money. We keep being pulled further and further from it. All the talk about how we were going back to a gold standard. I mean, when are these people going to wake up? It's not happening. They need to take action. If they're going to wait for the president of the United States, someone else to do it, it's not going to happen. Okay. This would give power back to the people. Again, you have no power. You want me to prove it to you? Executive order, executive order, executive order. You don't matter. President Trump today could sign it, well, he doesn't have to even sign an executive order. The Gold Reserve Act of 1934, sign it into law, he kills the Fed. Kills the Fed. The President of the United States has the ability to sign this into law, the Gold Reserve Act of 1934, monetize the dollar with the gold and revalue the gold at whatever he wants. $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 an ounce. That would mean you win. In this case, it's not going to happen. So for all of you MAGA people still waiting, again, Greg Mannarino is not calling you out. Greg Mannarino wants you here with all of us who have maybe a little bit better understanding, who don't trust as much. I understand trust is a good thing, but trust but verify. I think you've been shown enough proof here. So going back to the market here and MMRI, Mannarino Market Risk Indicator, there's risk in this market. It's pretty high right now. But what we do know is going to happen. Planetary debt expansion. I've been telling you this. What does that mean? It's not going to stop, and we'll go over some of this stuff in just a little bit more. Planetary debt expansion means the dollar will be killed. Its purchasing power, which is stock market positive. Even shares of stock cost more. Artificially suppressed rates on the back of planetary debt expansion drives cash into the stock market. Okay. On a nominal basis, looks really, really good. But again, the dollar is dying on the back of it. Our economy is dying. Our factories are dying. And I really tell you what's going on here. And I've said it before. What's happening is the United States economy is being pillaged by the 1% and 2%ers. They know it's over. The United States is dead. It's buried. It doesn't even exist anymore in its true form. So they're pillaging it. They're now, again, via the Cantalon effect. Understand, the weaker the currency, the greater and faster the wealth transfer is right up to the 1% and 2%ers. Please take a second, open up a window and look up the Cantalon effect. There's a video, just Cantalon effect video. There's a video out there. You'll see it. It explains exactly how this works. So that's why when you hear a president or a vice president or the head of a corporation or the head of a bank, whoever it might be saying, oh yeah, we do need lower rates, it means that they are going to get richer via the Cantalon effect. That's all this is. President Trump, I have to give him a kudos here again. He's managed to turn the Oval Office into a stablecoin crypto dynasty for him and his sons. For the rest of us, our economy is dying, man. America's dying. Our industry is dying. So let's give the man some credit where credit's due. He got where he wanted to be. He's pillaging the United States along with all his billionaire friends, including Scott Bessent, former George Soros guy. I don't trust him, our Treasury Secretary, and all of them. It's really an amazing thing to see, but that's what we got. That's what people wanted. They all voted for it, and they believed the election was real. Now, what are you going to do about it? Executive order, executive order, executive order. Is that it, really? Anyway, with regard to the market, people, look, man, what I'm just telling you is the market has the potential to go much higher, much, much higher. XMR 2024, thank you. Do we pull money together and sue? We can't do anything. We become powerless. What President Trump just did, again, I was going to put together a paper on how he could fight back against this AI action. Basically, they covered every single out. Every single out. Yesterday, what happened was you and me both lost more freedom and liberty. That's what happened. And there's almost that I can't even, look, I'm not a lawyer, but just looking through it, and look through it yourself. You can look through the actual act itself, which is now law. It breaks it down for you. It's basically bulletproof. Basically, we lose across the board. AI is going to come for every single one of your jobs. I don't care what you do. President Trump just made that possible, okay? Just think about what's going to happen here. So MAGA people, what are you going to do? Again, Greg Mannarino is not calling you out. I'm calling you in. Start pushing back. Bombard Truth Social with everything we talk about here. Everything I put up for you on the Freedom platform. Just send him a link. He's never going to read it. And if he did, he wouldn't matter. It wouldn't matter anyway. It's all about executive order, executive order. Yes, he has his own stablecoin. You're 100% right. He jumped in front of everyone. President Trump So this is Sleeper Cell 113. Earlier this year, I believe it was March, a USD1. That is his stable coin. And we're going to see Amazon coin, Walmart coin, BlackRock coin, and everything else. Again, think of what I'm saying. Think about what I'm telling you, people. This is not currency. It's certainly not money, right? Lava's here. Ask Lava. Lava would never lie to you. Lava is amazing. Okay, don't listen to. Turn me off. Go listen to Lava. Okay, this is the truth. But these are stablecoin tokens. They're tokens. What did you and I say from 1,000 years ago? Greg, you're wrong. There's no way anyone would submit to a tokenized system. Well, we just got it. President Trump just signed it into law. Where's the pushback? MAGA people, again, where are you? All of you, thousands of you have unsubscribed to this blog because everything I said would happen has. You're welcome back. You're welcome back here. We just put the past behind us. But come on, guys, let's get with the program here. We do have a tokenized system. Wait till you see where this is going to go. It's an incredible thing. Now, with regard to the economy here, this is today. U.S. economy saw stronger but uneven growth. They're talking about the service sector in nominal numbers. If they were corrected for inflation, these numbers were actually lower. But they don't think you even understand. They think you're so dumbed down that you don't know what nominal means. Honestly, they really think that. That's, again, you're a zero to them. You're just a means to an end. You're like garbage. Now, July surprise. You turn on CNBC, Bloomberg. They're shocked. They're calling these inflation numbers here the July surprise. Nobody saw it. And with regard to our factories, in this same article, we'll talk about it. In fact, let's just do that. I sent a couple of these things out to you today. Again, for those of you that do subscribe to the Freedom platform, which is literally going to be free now, okay? Again, take advantage, number one, of the free trial. Jonathan, thank you. Yes, we're getting there, brother. We're getting there. So, number one, take advantage of the free trial. Then, if you like the free trial, you sub to the channel, and then all you got to do, the whole breakdown is there for you. You're going to get an email about it. You can earn for yourself just by referring people to join a free subscription. What else can I do, guys? Listen, just give me that chance. It's all I'm asking for. One, to prove to you with all the stuff that I'm doing here that you should belong to this thing. This is a revolution. It's got to start somewhere. And again, I got a party coming up for all you guys. For all you, it's free. Walk in. Hello. We're all gonna hang out. It's gonna be blessed. November. I'm working on an exact date right now. Lions. This new PMI numbers, you better sit down for this. Let's talk. Headline, Market Watch. Initial PMI finds sluggish U.S. manufacturing, but rising services activity. That's where they're saying that our economy got stronger. It's a lie. It's nominal. Okay, here we go. Purchasing managers found, although, look, this is them, not me. Purchasing managers found, although the growth was uneven, with growth concentrated in the service sector as manufacturing struggled. There has no growth in the service sector, and manufacturing is dying. So, Lions, let's use their own numbers from today and break it down. U.S. manufacturing PMI, the reality of decline, layoffs rising in industrial sectors. Today's data shows U.S. manufacturing PMI remaining below 50. You see, they're going to throw that number at you because they think you might think 50 is a great number. Any number below 50 means the sector as a whole is shrinking and shrinking and shrinking. Any number below 50. So next time you see Fox Business, CNBC, Bloomberg, well, manufacturing is below 50, you might think that's a great number. No, it means it's shrinking, the entire sector. But you see, this is what they do. They use words like nominal. They don't tell you what it means when the PMI is below 50 because they think you're dumb. And you're a zero to people that sign executive orders because you don't matter. Your voice doesn't matter. Do you want all this stuff? It don't matter. Here's an executive order. Here's your pacifier, and just shut up. That's really what it's all about. I can't believe they're letting me talk. Anyway, today's data shows U.S. manufacturing PMI remaining below 50, signaling contraction. This isn't sluggish, as they're saying. This is terminal weakness masked by language. They don't think you understand the language, so they're gonna fist feed it to you in every orifice. Engineered to downplay the collapse. We are collapsing. Factories are closing. Orders are drying up. Inventories are bloated, and the capex is down. What's the capex? Okay, capex, or capitals exchange, refers to the funds that a company spends on acquiring and upgrading itself, building for a better future here, maintaining long-term assets here. Well, guess what? That's down too. So the service PMI rebound, we're going to laugh, you and me. It's a Babylonian illusion. They claim services picked up sharply. Here's why it's propaganda. Imagine that is fake. Oh, who would have thought? Higher, here's the word for you, nominal. Nominal. Full stop. Nominal. The price of a good or service expressed in current market value without adjusting for inflation or pretty much anything else. So they can tell you whatever they want to. Because what are they doing? They're treating you like an infantile entity. And it doesn't matter, because an executive order is just going to shut you right the freak up. You see, because we don't have a voice anymore. You think you do? This is what you voted for? I don't think so. Prices for travel, healthcare, and insurance make services look strong. But again, it's inflation, not growth. Again, nominal, not adjusted for inflation. Adjust for inflation, these numbers are in the negative. As another example of nominal, you're going to love this, and I've talked about it before. You're going to hear things like this. Consumer spending is up. Consumers are spending. They're spending. That means they're doing great. No. Consumer spending is higher because prices are higher. Nominal, not corrected for inflation. So when they tell you, when CNBC, Fox Business, Bloomberg, pick one, tell you consumers are spending, the consumer is strong, they are telling you, again, using a nominal figure, not just for inflation, people have no choice but to spend more because prices are rising. This is how stupid they think you are. Don't you find it insulting? I find it insulting. Anyway, nominal. They can claim consumer spending is up. Of course it is. Inflation is skyrocketing, so people must spend more. They have no choice. Nominal is an illusion. Let's all say that together. Nominal is an illusion. Yeah. Let's move forward. Low wage, high turnover. Now, high turnover. If you look at, and you can just open up a window, wages versus the turnover rate, you will see that there is a large portion of the services that they're claiming is fantastic, even though it's not nominal numbers here. Okay. It's made up of what? Gig, temporary, part-time jobs, underpaid labor. This is not sustainable growth, even though we're not growing. I mean, they want to tell you we're growing, but we're not. They're giving you the nominal number. Let's move forward. Lions, bottom line. America's real economy, goods, steel, food, fuel, and factories are imploding. They want us to believe we're transforming into a digital/AI-led economy. Great. Not going to help you with your job, but without hard production, without manufacturing, and we're dying over here. Our factories are dying. And without sovereignty, the United States is becoming a consumer shell state, dependent, weak, and hollowed out. Now, I want to cover one more thing with you before I let you go. This is huge. Okay, Lions. This is, again, tell me this isn't worth $3 a month or free if you decide to get the people to join our platform. Here's another one. Lions. Inflation crisis with no end in sight, and U.S. factories are dying. All right, here we go. Lions. The S&P Global Survey. This was today, flashing red. July surprise. Was no surprise to those with eyes to see. Today, according to S&P July PMI reports, we just covered some of it, input prices and output charges are both rising again with no end in sight. This means businesses are paying more and passing those costs on to you. This is not disinflation. This is a word, another one that they use all the time. CNBC, Fox Business. This is not disinflation, people. This is reality. Disinflation, just another Babylonian illusion here. Why is inflation rising again? Service costs, wages, rents, healthcare, insurance, none of these are falling. In fact, they're accelerating. It's getting worse. Thank you, South. I appreciate that. Food inflation pressure across the board. Ground beef, eggs, grains, all surging again. Global supply chain fragility plus dollar weakness equals what? Oh, food price chaos. How's that? Debt-driven spending. Bear with me on this. Government and Fed policy spending like mad on a planetary scale with no end in sight. This is what you voted for, right? Okay. No restraint. Debt monetization continues and will get worse. The more they print, the less your dollar is worth. Makes sense to you? What's coming next? Here we go. It's too easy. You see, you know what I want a challenge. Greg Mannarino likes a challenge. Henceforth, why I like to drag race. Okay. I like to be challenged. When they make things too freaking easy, honestly, I don't like it. I don't. So, high consumer inflation prints. This is what we have to look forward to. The CPI, the PCE in August, September, rising cost of living crisis, which we're already in, while the stock market stays euphoric until the bottom drops out. The bottom isn't going to drop out until we get a meltdown in the debt market. Forget about the stock market. Everyone's focused on the Dow Jones Industrial Average. This guy looks at the debt market because it's the driver of all this. Why do you think central banks are in here artificially suppressing rates? Why do you think you have a sitting president screaming that we need vastly lower rates, would push more cash into the stock market and foster the illusion that we're doing great? Look at your 401k. It's doing great. Forget the rest of the economy. Forget the fact that our industry is dying. You're getting richer, but your dollars are losing purchasing power. It's another Babylonian illusion. When is Trump going to tell the truth? Do you guys know I was no fan of Biden? Let's just go over some of the names that I had for Biden. Puke, vomitous mass, thing, creature. I had a whole bunch of beautiful names for Biden. I haven't called Trump pretty much any of these things, but I think he fits the bill too. Let's move forward here. Okay. Now again, going back here. So U.S. factories are dying. Currency devaluation effect. It's literally a currency devaluation effect, and that's why I wrote it like this. So currency devaluation / consumer consumption plays a major role, as I just told you earlier. If consumers do not consume, factories will not produce. Production becomes uneconomical, demand collapses, and these plants are shutting their gates. That's why we're dying over here. How do we fix this? You already know because Greg told you. How do we fix this? You want to wake up U.S. factories and manufacturing? Return purchasing power to the currency. No buyers equals no production, no reason for factories to run. Does President Trump not know this? I don't think J.D. Vance knows anything here. Okay. But does he not realize? You see, I don't know what's going on here. I think certain people are under some kind of a Satan spell. This is all devilism across the board. It's that word. I happen to believe that's true. What we're seeing here, the lies, the distractions, the deceptions, all of it is devilism. It's devilism. Evangelicals, where are you? Okay. Many, if not most, evangelicals voted for Trump. Where are you? I need you here with us. Okay. Let's move forward. Higher input costs, weak dollar, U.S. Economic instability, and supply chain warfare affect. Margins evaporate, layoffs rise, and production halts. People, what I'm telling you here, this is basic 101 level economics. And anyone here, yes, Hulk Hogan died. Did you hear about that? He was a good showman. Anyway, you guys and girls who study economics and finance, you're laughing. You're laughing because all this is basic stuff, which our president doesn't seem to know, nor does J.D. Vance. So higher input costs, weaker dollar, U.S. economic instability, and supply chain warfare affect margins evaporate, layoffs rise, and production halts. That's why our factories are in contraction and closing. Now, AI automation redirection. Investment isn't going into physical production, especially after what happened last night. President Trump signed another abomination. An abomination. Okay, this is an abomination, just like the stablecoin token system, into law. And over the past 2 weeks, we've had not one, but 2 abominations signed into law. Okay, now let's move forward. Investment isn't going into physical production. It's going into AI, data farms, surveillance tech, biotech. The real economy is being digitally euthanized. Yes, it is. Effect. Factories are seen as relics. The new gold is algorithmic labor, not human labor. The outcome, a hollow economy, a rusted shell of what once was roared with power. Now, I wrote here at the end, seriously, how many of you still believe How many of you still believe that all this is just by accident, that some twisted comedy of errors got us here and continues to make it worse? Now, let me know in the comments, because I know that I'm wrong. President Trump is richer than I am. No doubt about it. So that means he must be smarter too. He couldn't run not one, not two, but 3 casinos. Think about what I'm saying. A rigged game. 3 of them collapsed under his watch. President Trump, let me tell you the real scoop about this man, okay? He's not a businessman. He's a real estate investor. That's where he made his cash, in real estate investing, not in running a business. His businesses have failed across the board. Trump Steaks failed. Trump Ties failed. Trump's airline. How many of you, you're not going to believe what I'm going to tell you, but you, just to prove me wrong, open up another window. Trump has a condom line. Yes, Trump sells condoms. I wouldn't personally use it, one of his condoms. I'm not saying that you shouldn't practice safe sex. I would not buy a Trump condom. Would you? Yeah. He actually has condoms. Guitars, which are made in Indonesia. Yeah. We're going to make America great again. You know how we're going to do it? By having a factory in Indonesia make the guitars. Let me say something about Indonesia. They make good guitars. They actually make good guitars. But why would President Trump give his contract to a company in Indonesia as opposed to a company here in the United States? Because we're going to bring factories back here to the United States. President Trump could easily have given the markup was astronomical. Indonesian guitars are good. I'm not going to lie about it. I actually own a bass guitar here that was made in Indonesia. It's a pretty good bass. I also own Gibson and a knockoff Fender over. That's a real Gibson, by the way. But anyway, the margin is huge. So he's having Indonesia make his guitars. Probably cost him, I don't know, $99. He sells them for over $1,000. It's a pretty nice margin here. You play bass. It's nothing fancy. It's a Mitchell. I believe they made it in Indonesia, but they make a good bass. They make a good bass. Anyway, guys, what can I tell you? It's crazy. Scott, you know what? I don't think so, and I could be wrong on this. Scott saying that Trump is in trouble with the Epstein scandal. It's a smoke screen. You're never going to know who's on it. Think about who we're talking about. Forget about Donald Trump for a moment. We're talking about royalty is on that. Literal royalty. Royal families are on that list here. The CEOs of Wall Street super banks, all great friends with Epstein. Corporate elites on that list. Military brass on the list. Look, man, we all know Trump is on the list. The Department of Justice, they just told us he was on the list. All got covered up. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who's on the list. We're the ones that are going to lose, in my opinion. We're never going to be able to see that list. They're going to doctor it. You think they're not going to doctor it? Come on, there's enough proof out there with the flight logs and everything else to say Trump did it. Come on, guys. Let me say this. That list contains the world's power brokers. Do you think that you or me is ever going to be entitled to knowing who's actually on that list? No, I don't. Look, man, maybe I'm wrong on this. It would take divine intervention for you or me to actually find out who's on that list. This is what I've said before. Babylon will burn down its own house with you and me in it to cover up what lies beneath its floorboards. Does that not sound about right to you? That's what I think. And I could be wrong. Maybe there is going to be divine intervention. But I would say if that were to happen, expect Babylon to burn its house down with you and me in it to try to cover up what's underneath this. This is epic, this list here. It isn't just about Trump. This is the world's super elite. The world's power brokers are on that list. Epic. All right, guys, listen. I know God don't sleep, man. I don't know what you're trying to say. Is it possible that there will be divine intervention? Yes, it is possible. I will not discount that. But I will say, I still don't believe, and maybe I'll be proven wrong here. I did get it wrong about the Trump taco. You all know that. Trump taco, Trump always chickens out with regard to China and the chips. We're not selling them chips. We're going to make them beg, 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 beg. No, he tacoed. Now that they have access, and you see what's happening to tech companies, they're all doing very, very well. Is it possible? Yeah. Anything is possible. God can do anything. We all know that. But it would take, in my opinion, divine intervention for us serfs here who, via executive order have tape shoved over our mouth. Think of what an executive order is. When President Trump wrote his executive orders with the stable, just recently, I mean, there's been a lot of them. Let's just talk about the stablecoin token executive order. That's tape over your mouth. Doesn't matter what you say. It's in. Actually, hold on. No, I'm wrong. That was passed by, that went through legal channels. Let's go. Let's talk. I'm sorry, I got that wrong. But with executive orders, it's unconstitutional still. This stablecoin thing is unconstitutional. Nowhere in the Constitution does it says a private corporation can issue their own tokens to be used as currency managed by the Federal Reserve. I'm sorry, it doesn't say that. But with an executive order, like with this AI act last night here, that puts tape over your mouth. Okay, doesn't matter what you say, doesn't matter what you do, doesn't matter what your state or your municipality says. It don't matter. You will obey because you're a slave. That's what it says. The combat wombat, love that. No, I am not a Freemason. I have been out of that fraternity for years. I have no connections to it at all whatsoever. I did achieve the 32nd degree. Everybody knows that. I didn't learn any deep, dark secrets. Believe me, it's. But no, that's not. I'm definitely not that anymore. Anyway, am I freebasing? Why would you say something like that? You think I'm wrong? What am I saying that's wrong, guys? Come on, man. Be of no secret societies. You mean like our government? Did you know that Christianity started out as a secret society? Oh, you didn't know that? They had to practice in secret? Oh, you didn't know that, did you? No, maybe you did. Maybe you didn't. You see, it's funny when you get people say things like that. I believe in transparency. And let me tell you something about Freemasonry. Everything you want to know. And I mean this. I'm going to tell you as a former Freemason, everything, every ritual, every word, every handshake, everything that's done behind the closed door over there is all online. Look it up. The whole thing, everything. It's all there. The first 3 degrees all the way up to the 33rd degree is all there online. You want to read what it's all about? Have some fun. Go do it. It's all online. Yeah, no secrets anymore. Wow. Crazy. But that's the truth. Christianity started out as a secret society. They had to practice in secret because they were persecuted. I think everyone kind of knows this is part of history. But it's interesting when you get someone that says something like that. They don't even know that person's probably a Catholic or a Christian. They don't realize that they do belong to a secret society with blood rituals where you eat bodies and drink blood. But that's pagans do that, not people that follow the real religion, right? Smoke rituals. I mean, come on, guys. It's all pagan. A lot of that stuff is all taken from the pagan stuff. You guys got to learn, man. Got a lot to learn. I did not know that Trump has a 666 on his hand. I have never seen it. I can't comment on that. I don't believe that's actually true. I would have to see for myself that Trump has a 666 on his hand. If someone could present me with proof that President Trump has 666 on his hand, I would greatly appreciate that. But I don't know. No, I don't smoke. I may be a someone that does connect with Rastafari, but I don't smoke. Not all Rastas smoke weed. Not all Rastas believe that Haile Selassie was a reincarnation of God or Jesus Christ incarnate. I happen to not believe that either. But that's a whole other thing we could talk about another time. So, do I snore? My wife's never complained about it, but I don't know if I do snore or not. Emanon, yeah. All right, guys. They said I don't know about the 666 on Trump's hand. You tell me if it's there. What can I tell you? I've never heard of it. Never heard of it. Is this a real thing? Does Trump actually have 666 on his hand? Because I've never seen that. Come on, guys. Tell me about this here. Yeah, that's true too. Yes, Jonathan, you're 100%. I think, John, you see what Jonathan just wrote here? He's actually 100% right. I feel that judgment is on the United States right now, henceforth why we're dying, why our economy is dying, why this whole thing is coming apart. And people are not pushing back. No, I haven't heard of this whole thing. If there's a picture of the hand, show it to me, guys. Come on. He has 223 on his ear. Not even a nick, though. Kind of interesting, huh? Obviously, we know that was staged. The whole thing. It wasn't real. Trump was never shot in the ear. For those of you here, doctors, nurses, PAs, tell me about the vascularity of the pinna. Does it have a strong blood supply? Would it bleed like that from a little nick? The answer is no. Okay. When you get your ear pierced, does it really bleed a lot or at all? The answer is barely any. So that was all staged. There was some kind of a fake thing behind his ear. It's not real. President Trump was not shot behind the ear or wherever it was. It was all fake. It's all theater. Everything is theater. That solidified his selection at that point. And I told you it did. I came out here and I said that was it. Did what man help me renounce Freemasonry? I left Freemasonry of my own free will. Okay. No. So there's nothing there. You have to look, man, you guys can believe me if you want to or not. Look up the ritual. I know you guys are kind of fixated on Freemasonry, but look it up. It's all online from the first degree to the third. Every word spoken by every person in there, the whole thing. It's all there. There's no secrets anymore. There was a time when first of all, Freemasonry is not a secret society. It's right out in the freaking open. You can walk right in and say, I'd like to be a Freemason, and you can be one. It's not a secret society. There are real secret societies, okay? Those that actually operate in the shadows. Freemasonry is in no way a secret society, especially because it's all online. Everything you want to see. People, have some fun today. You want to learn about what's done behind the doors. It's so secret and no one knows. Everybody knows, man, except those of you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Everybody knows, man. It's not secret. There's not a single secret anymore. Oh, here we go. They cut me off. Anyway, guys, we're kind of there. So just look it up for yourself. Love you guys with all I got. All right. This has been a long video here. You still see me? I appreciate it. I appreciate you telling me that. Anyway, do I know who killed Kennedy? You know what I'm going to let you guys on to a real secret. I swear this is really true. Okay. When I got my 3rd degree in Freemasonry, my wife asked me, she goes, are you ready? So Greg, who really killed Kennedy? I fell over. I couldn't even freaking believe it. I said, Lorraine, if I knew, I'd tell you. Okay. I didn't learn. Look, man, I went all the way up to the 32nd degree. It was a lot of fun. I'm not going to lie. To go through the degrees is fun, and you get to dress up in funky outfits, and it's fun. It was a fun thing to do. But then what you find out, okay, is it's not real. Meaning, people are supposed to care about each other. In other words, you're called a brother, right? Okay. To some people, that is a sacred thing. But to most people, they don't give a damn about you. No one looks out for each other. It's about backstabbing. And that's what at my lodge, okay, That's just the way it was. It was unfortunate. And I know that I'm not speaking for every lodge out there. I'm sure there are a lot of good lodges where there are good people there. Again, there's no secrets in here. There's no devil worship in there. There's nothing. They call God the great architect of the universe. That's all it is. It's multi. The reason why the Christians look back down upon it is because Freemasonry will accept anyone of any denomination, whether you're Jewish, whether you're a Sikh, whether you're a Rastafarian, doesn't matter. All right. The first question you're asked, if you walk into a Masonic lodge, the first question they ask you is, do you believe in a higher power? Okay. Now, I had to sit in on some of these once I became a third degree at my lodge. If someone asks that question and you just say, yeah, I believe in God, you're good to go. Well, there's a couple of other questions. You can't be a felon as well. But there were people who said, well, I worship the devil. We showed them the door. At my lodge, we would show them the door. Thank you, sir, for your interest in Freemasonry. Some lodges accept women. It's pretty rare these days, mostly in California. But what do we call it? So you worship the devil? Good for you, sir. Get out of here. All right. But anyway, like I said, if you guys are fascinated with this stuff, I understand it is kind of fascinating. And I'm not saying there isn't stuff that goes on well above my level. At my level, and the guys in my lodge, all we worried about was what we were going to eat that night. We had lodge on, was it Friday night? I didn't remember. It was so long ago. Wow, thunder. But what are we eating, guys? What are we eating tonight? It was fun. You got a lot of and then we had a family night, which was kind of interesting. And we did a lot of charitable work. I mean, a lot of charitable work, which was something I really do support and I still support. But Freemasonry, man, it ain't nothing like what people think it is. Just look it all up for yourselves. And here's a better one for you. If you're a guy out here and you're really curious about Freemasonry, go visit a lodge. Go talk to the guys. They'll welcome you in. Just remember, don't say you worship. First of all, how it works is this. You can't just go in and sign up. When you go into a lodge, I'm glad we're kind of talking about this. When you go into a lodge, you got to get to know the guys first. They got to get to know you first, see what kind of a person you are. Anyway, so you get to talk to the guys and you're going to realize, I mean, these are like plumbers and electricians and, maybe some guys work in the stock market. These are just regular guys, retired people. You get to know everyone. You see where they're all at. And then once you are there for a certain amount of time, you're presented or you can ask for a petition. I've been going to this lodge. I've been showing up here at the breakfast or the lunches, or I've been, hanging out with the guys, and you get a petition and you got to get a couple of signatures. I forget if it's 2 or 3. I don't even freaking remember. That's how long ago it was. I think it's 2. I don't know if this is every jurisdiction, but you got to get 2 signatures from 2 guys that you got to know. And then you get voted in, blackball. The term blackball is if you don't make it. You've all heard that term, right? 1 blackball in most jurisdictions means you're out. Even if the lodge has 30 people and there's 1 black ball, you're out. You can't get in. But let's say you pass the ballot box. Okay. Then you go through the degrees. You get to wear funky outfits. It isn't all bad. I'm telling you the truth. But if you feel like you want to learn about it, go ahead. Trust me on this. You're not going to learn any deep secrets, man. What you're going to get out of it maybe is some fellowship and some camaraderie. But that's really about it, man. But that's it. So if you guys, again, if you're a woman or a guy out here and you want nothing to do with a secret society, although it's not secret, I mean, you got the square and compasses on right in your own neighborhood. I guarantee you there's a Masonic lodge. It's not secret anywhere. And everything's online. So there's no secret at all. And I didn't learn a damn thing that I wouldn't share with you guys. Not at all. Not one single thing. But as I said, it is what it is. What about blue balls? No blue balls. Is Bitcoin a deep state op? This is a really good question. Let's talk. This is going on for a long time. Look, man, with Bitcoin, I can say this. The premise of it being decentralized, or any cryptocurrency that is being decentralized outside of their system, however it was set up, okay, whether it was set up by some genius in a lab or a government, I I saw value in that, and I still do, in a true cryptocurrency, not in a stable coin. A stable coin, there's a blurry line here, and I wrote a whole paper and I did a video about between a stable coin and cryptocurrency. They both operate on a blockchain. They're all kind of digital, but a stable coin is a stable coin. Why? Because it's backed by something supposedly stable. Could be like the dollar in this case, or U.S. Treasuries, or a combination of two things, which neither of which are stable. But they call it a stable coin because they like the name. It's not. It's not stable. It's backed by fiat, is what it is. Now, Bitcoin not backed by anything, but a lot of cryptocurrencies, including Bitcoin, are capped. In other words, there's a finite number. There's value in that. And no matter what it is, if I don't know, whatever it is. So I like the whole thing of it being decentralized with, let's say, the Bitcoin and other true cryptocurrencies, which are decentralized. Stable coins are centralized. It's a totally different thing. And I don't want people to get caught up in in that whole thing over there. Exactly, Giannis. Stablecoin allows the Ponzi to continue, but on a much greater degree. You see, this is why I love you guys. You guys and girls are way smarter than Greg is, and I love being here. Like I said, I might be the kind of daddy lion out here, but look, bottom line is, you guys here, your questions are so intelligent, and I learn from you guys, honestly, so much. Jonathan, thank you. I appreciate that too, man. No. I am no one. I know you, buddy. You've been here for a while, and I can promise you, you are not dumb. I don't think anybody here is dumb. Oh, I've known so many guys who are 33rd degrees, and I don't know any. Look, man, like I said, the 33rd degree, all of it is available online. Just look up the ritual. You want to know what it is? The whole thing. So there. From the time that you walk into the room, I don't know. I never had the 33rd degree. Would I have wanted it at one point? Probably. I'll be honest with you. It's kind of, I think, every kind of, well, let me just, well, we're going back to Freemasonry again. You get your first 3 degrees. You don't need to go on after that. When you're a 3rd degree Mason, give me the 3rd degree, that's it. You kind of reach the top. When you join like an independent body, for example, the Scottish Rite, okay, the Scottish Rite takes you from the 4th to potentially the 33rd. Once you get into the Scottish Rite, you're going to make the 32nd. There's no doubt about it. As a matter of fact, it's almost embarrassing how they do it these days. You could go. Are you ready for this? You might want to sit down for this one. And okay, this is a secret. Maybe you're not supposed to know, but I'm going to tell you anyway. You could go from the 4th degree to the 32nd over a weekend. Over a weekend. That's how I did it. Wow. What kind of mysteries do you think you're going to learn going from the 4th degree to the 32nd over a weekend? It's a nice show. I'm not going to lie. It's kind of cool. You get to see all how this works out in Freemasonry. Even the first few degrees, it's a play. It's basically the first 3 degrees. You're a player. You're a participant in a play. When you go from that's the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. From the 4th up to the 32nd, which I went through, so I can tell you exactly what went on there. It's a play. You sit there, you basically watch it, but there's also like some didactic, like they sit and they talk about the degree, and this is what it means here, and this is what it means there. And so not all degrees are done, by the way. Not all degrees are done. So some of the degrees are actually just done where they just tell you, okay, this is involved in this degree. Is everyone happy? Okay, now you got the 5th degree. There are some good lessons in there. Like, for example, in the 5th degree of the Scottish Rite, there's one thing that sticks out in my head with regard to the 5th degree, and I probably shouldn't even be saying this, but I'm going to, because it doesn't matter anymore. But it says you should be willing to die for a good cause. And that always stuck in my head. So I did enjoy that degree. A lot of good lessons in some of those degrees, like that one in particular. And I believe that if you feel strongly enough about something, you should be willing to die for it. And that's the truth, man. Or for love, or for whatever it might be. We're all going to die anyway, man. You might as well go out with something that you believe in. You know what I'm trying to say? Anyway, that's kind of it. That's kind of it, man. Anyway, this is interesting with Andrew Napolitano. I might be on a show with him coming up. Gerald Salente is working on it, getting me on there. So we'll see how that kind of works out. Anyway, exactly. You should be, look. Even Jesus said it. You should be willing to, to die for something bigger than yourself. I mean, we're all going to die anyway. If you're going to, what are you going to do? You want to die submitting to this Babylon system here? Or do you want to fight it? It's worth dying for, in my opinion. Here, I'll be honest with you guys. Oh, anyway, Dr. Rizwan, I still hate the mask. No. This is a good question. Okay, I got to get out of here kind of soon. It's not so much the mask I hate. It's what lies behind that mask that I hate even more. Because think about what I'm talking about here, Doc. They show you the mask. Okay, for example, okay, I demand a weaker dollar. People don't even really understand what that means. But what lies behind it? I'm talking about President Trump here with the mask. Okay, he's got the guts to tell you, but he's wearing the mask because he knows people don't know what it actually means, and he thinks that people are so dumb that, okay, if we weaken the dollar, well, people are going to rush out and they're going to want our product. You got to be kidding me. You got to be freaking kidding me. I don't know. I know the Father's word too. I read the book every day. Okay. Yes. So I am a pretty, I would say my entire life revolves around being a good person because I want to be an example. I want God to look upon me as an instrument and use me as an instrument for whatever he wants. I'm nothing without God. I think none of us are. You all know that. You know how I am one of the deepest, the spiritual people you're ever going to meet. It's a fact. Well, I wear this hat to outwardly show my reverence for God. A lot of people ask, why does Greg wear that hat? It's hot outside. Yeah, I wear it. It's hot outside. You know what? That's fine because I'm showing outwardly my reverence for God. Thank you, XMR20. I appreciate it. Don't forget year. Yes, we're going to do that. We're going to do the year-end hangout. I promise you. Looks like it's going to be early November, but I'll have a date for you in about a week. And I'll get all that stuff out there. But I wear this head cover. Many people, religious, spiritual people, cover their heads to show an outward reverence to God. And I don't see what's wrong with that. That's just my way of doing it. It's not everybody's way. It's just my way. I wear it in the house. I wear it around the house. I'm not going to lie. Sometimes I wear it to cover up bad hair. But for the truth, the matter is, I cover it to outwardly show my reverence, and I think it's a good thing. I'm not saying it's for everyone, but it's something that I want to do. All right, guys, listen. I think we are going to part ways here. Greg, none of yours. Do you, Greg? Don't explain shit to anyone. I don't even know what that is, dude. It doesn't sound like proper English to me. Maybe English is your second language. I don't understand. Do you, Greg, don't explain shit to anyone. If you want to word that in a way that's coherent, I'll answer your question. Let's see if you can put that together in a coherent way. How everyone, let's see if he can do that so we can all answer his question here. XRP plumbing. That's funny, bro. But you see, I will not say that. Don't you? Now I can't read this, guys. I love you guys. You guys are amazing. Hey, look, I want to just say a few things. What we covered today, very important stuff. And I really did enjoy the Freemasonry thing with you. If you guys want to talk to me about it, I'm all for it too, man. I'm all for it. You guys want to learn? I already told you. It's from a guy who's been there and done that. All right, whatever you want. I'm an open book, man. You can talk. We're a family here. Let me explain this to you. Maybe if you don't know already, if you're new here, you are a member of a family, and that's again, people. Look, please give me one chance. One. join the Freedom Platform. Take advantage of at least the free trial. Okay, there is a link in the description of this video. Now, if you do decide you like it and you want to pay $40 a year, it comes to about $3.11 a month here. Yeah, about $3 a month. Or you can do the $5 a month. I don't know why you do the $5 a month. Why would you do that? Do the $40 a month. And then if you get other people to join, you earn a free subscription. Just take advantage of this. You can get it for free. Anyway. All right, guys. Love you guys all with all I got. And Lava is amazing, isn't she? Please sub to Lava. Everyone here, sub to Lava. Do yourselves a favor as well. She has a very calm, soothing voice, not like me. I get bent out of shape like there's no tomorrow from time to time. XRP, Greg, try to get Gerald to do live shows. Gerald's a busy guy, and he cares about you guys. I don't know if he'll do a live show. I don't know. I don't know, but he's busy working on the Trends Journal and stuff like that. I gotta get some stuff for him actually. Anyway, that's it, guys and girls. We're gonna kind of get out of here. Love you with all I got. Edward, I'm gonna have to disagree with you on that, brother. I did not see anything about that was anti-God whatsoever in Freemasonry that would lead to any kind of occultism or hidden anything. Occult means hidden, okay? Kind of like the original Christians had a practice hidden, okay? Was considered a cult at one time. Christianity, they had to hide and practice because they were persecuted. It was a secret society. Actually, Christianity started out with 5 degrees. Did you know that? Yeah. Maybe you guys and girls who are Christians and Catholics want to look this stuff up. Dig for it. You'll find the truth. Okay. And then it evolved into what we have now. And a lot of the rituals still exist. It's kind of an interesting kind of thing here. But I did not find anything hidden whatsoever in Freemasonry, not in the first 3 degrees and not in the 4th to the 32nd. Dr. Freemason believes in the great architect of the universe, right? That's kind of what they refer to God as, but not gods plural. Okay. A lot of the brothers, most of the guys in my lodge were Christians, even though the Catholic Church is against Christianity, the Catholic Church is against Freemasonry. Most of my brothers were Christians. The second biggest group I'd say were people of the Jewish faith, and then there were Muslims. We had at least one Sikh that I know of, and then there were people that were not members of any dogmatic faith. They were just spiritual people that believed in God. So in Freemasonry, they refer to as the great architect of the universe. Yes, the Gatu. It's like I said, if you guys are at all interested in this at all, Sandy, you can disagree all you want. When you go through the degrees or look it up for yourself, then you can let me know, because they're all there. And there are some lodges that will accept females. Anyway, that's kind of it, guys. Again, it's kind of funny when people disagree with this stuff. I don't even know what she's actually disagreeing with. Maybe I'm wrong. But with regard to Christianity, that's how it played out. They did practice in private. It was considered a secret society at one point. There was a degree system as well. And it just evolved over time. It's an interesting, all faiths are fascinating to study how they evolved, what came out of it. The whole belief system behind it. Again, some of it took kind of a very twisted turn during the Dark Ages here. Anyway, we could go on and on about this stuff, but it's all good. Anyway, love you guys. I hope you've enjoyed this. This is probably the longest live stream I've ever done. So again, I'm going to hope you're going to give me that one chance. Okay. My morning videos are going to stop on the 4th. That means you won't have my morning videos or any of the stuff that I talk about, because I'm not going to cover it at the end. It's going to end. And I want you guys to join me over there at the Freedom Platform. I hope you're going to give me this opportunity. Invest in yourself. Sometimes freedom costs $3 a month here, people, honestly, for our own platform, our own place, our own sanctuary, where we can do what we want, say what we want here. At least take advantage of the free trial. For those of you that haven't, link in the description of this video. And again, if you do sub, you can earn a free sub just by referring people. It can basically be free for you. So I can't imagine how I could make this any easier for you guys. I really want us to build something over there. And that's kind of it. All right. Love you with every fiber of who I am, people. And never forget the source. Reconnect with the source. And I can promise you it's life-changing. We all follow a pretty twisted pathway. I'm not saying I was always like this. I went everywhere searching. I'll leave you off with this. In my quest to find God, okay, I looked everywhere. I went everywhere. You want to talk about going to the dark side? I went there. You want to talk about going to where you believe real light would be? I went there too. But then I read the book here, and I got a deeper understanding of it. Read the book. Don't have it read to you as in a ritualistic kind of dogmatic religion, okay? Read the book yourself. Let your inner book speak to you. The kingdom of God is not where you're looking for. It's here. It's within you. My search led me there. The book. That's it, guys. I don't know what else to tell you. No, I didn't say I was a Satanist, buddy, but I said I looked in some dark places. You know, I don't know, man. I've always been kind of, I don't know. It's kind of a guy that wants to know how things work. Everything. I used to take apart things in my mom's vacuum cleaner. I took apart my dad's cars to learn about them. I want to know what makes something tick. So I dug everywhere trying to find God. And I mean dug everywhere. I don't think that was the wrong thing to do. I think most of us want to reconcile ourselves with our creator. And does this sound about right? And if you don't feel that you found it, for example, in a particular dogmatic style religion, well, then you got to look someplace else. And that's really what has led my quest to find God. And I'm not going to lie, with regard to that, with Freemasonry, I wanted to know the secrets. I'm not going to lie. I thought I'm going to learn who shot Kennedy here. I didn't find that out. I'd tell you, but I'm just kind of making a goof here. But you gotta look. You gotta dig for things. Most people go through life having their life dictated to them. Okay, they don't even take the time maybe to. You know what I'm going to say to do, and this is really what. I don't know, man. It helps me. And I don't know if will help anybody else, but maybe it will. Pick this book up. All right. And just a few minutes in your spare time, maybe once a day, maybe before you go to bed, just read one page a day, half a page. You got to start somewhere. So you start at the beginning and then read it with an open mind. And if you don't understand what is going on here, then pray on it. I mean, that's what I do. I'm not saying I understand this book. It's way above my head, okay? But I can tell you, at least I try to do it. And I think it's made a big change in my life. I really, really do. Anyway, that's it, guys and girls. Well, you know what? Some people I used to think that the Bible was allegory. I've come to know that I was wrong. It's not just stories. It tells a deeper. Look, I'm not also saying that everything in that book is. The Bible has suffered, unfortunately, changes. The most current version, the King James Version, is only about 300 years old. Older versions of the Bible tell a different story. The earliest versions of the Bible talk about, guys, I don't know how deep you want me to get into this stuff, man. But when I tell you, I looked for God everywhere. the oldest forms of the Bible, the Ethiopian Bible, maybe one of them, where it talks about the way, okay, the way that Christ, for example, spoke about, follow his way, and that will lead you to the Father. Walk his way. Jesus belonged to a sect called the Essenes. Most of you probably know that, who are Christians. And anyway, look, guys, I don't want to get into all this stuff. I could keep this on for hours. Okay. So we're not going to go on with this stuff anymore. I maybe opened up a little doorway for some of you guys that goes, and I want you to be curious about this stuff, all of it, because that is the road to understanding, and that leads to wisdom. And wisdom, it's not really about being smart, it's about being wise. But you do have to have a certain amount of knowledge and an open mind. Again, people walk into a situation. I'm going to leave you off with this, all right? No, it's getting along here. People will walk into a situation with a preconceived truth, no matter what it is. So even if they're presented with something that is true, but it doesn't jive with their understanding of truth, then it automatically becomes false. You have to be willing to accept that you might be wrong. I'm always willing to accept that. And I always ask people to say, okay, Greg, you know what? You're wrong about this. Present an argument. I want an argument. I would love to learn from you. Let me explain this to you maybe one other way. If there's one thing, that I know, it's that I know nothing. Okay? I know nothing. That's what I know. And that's kind of it. That's really it. Love you guys. See you in the morning. And as I said, please give me that chance I'm asking for. Just sub to the Freedom platform. Take advantage of the free trial. If you don't like it, we just part ways. No big deal. You still see me here for the live stream, like now. If in fact you like it, sub. Get other people to join and earn yourself a free sub. You get it for free. Love you. I mean that, guys. I really enjoyed this live stream with all of you. This has probably been, in fact, I would say this has been my favorite live stream of all time. And I hope you guys and girls do share it, get it out there, okay? I'll see you in the morning.